Welcome to the Edge of NFT podcast with your hosts, Jeff Kelly, Ethan Janney, and Josh Krieger. We aim to bring you not only the top 1% of what's going on with NFTs today, but what will stand the test of time. We explore the nuts and bolts and the business side, but also the human element of how NFTs are changing the way we interact with the things that we love. This podcast is for the futurists and dreamers, the disruptors and creators, the fans and connectors, and the makers and doers that are pumped about this ecosystem and driving where it goes next.
We're on, and Barnaby was also an early guest. I think episode 8, if I'm not mistaken. And at that time, you had a chance to share with us some pretty epic technology you're building to sort of revolutionize the music industry. And you've been like doing that. And, it's a great allusion to what Joel said. Sometimes this test takes a little while to get it right. And you've been building in stealth mode for a long time now. So tell us, what are you launching this month? We want to know.
Hey, great to be here. And I'm just thrilled for the timing. Like, it's been a year since I was last on the show. And it's been a year since we've been working on and building out Band Royalty. And a year that I've been also having Joel with us as part of our core team. And a year since you guys bought one of those NFTs as one of our first investors. So it's a really just coming together.
And by the way, this was not a setup. Joel didn't know that Barnaby was going to be the hot topic. So we kind of kept that as a fun little surprise.
Sweet. I did not know. And I was like, hey, I've worked with Barnaby. And you're like, yeah, I know. Duh. Okay.
It's part of the utility of coming on the show,
Right. Well, absolutely.
Also, as a follow-up, we realized earlier, right? We're building our next NFT project, the Living Tree NFTs. We decided to bake in some icons for the first 50 episodes of the podcast. And so you two guys will be represented within that collection. Barnaby, you got a little 8-bit record, right? For the band royalty. Joel, a little 8-bit podcast microphone. And so you guys, we can announce officially, we'll be giving you each one of those NFTs when we launch that project soon.
Yay.
Yeah. And also to offer like a fun opportunity for folks to connect. Like if somebody gets an NFT with the icon of your episode, they can connect with your projects, so on and so forth. It'd be an interesting way that we can connect and build the ecosystem. So fun stuff.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
So all right. Well, speaking of thrilled, what are you thrilled at in terms of what you've built here? Tell us what's been going on here.
Well, you're spot on about it being in stealth mode. I mean, we did actually sell $1 million worth of NFTs last year as part of the sort of stealth private sale, you could say. And from that was how we started BandRoyalty.com, with this vision that my business partner, Noble Dracon, had for many years, because he comes from a hedge fund background, and he's been investing in music royalties for over 2 decades and going back into the 90s. So he had this vision all along on how could we democratize and ideally even decentralize music royalties. And then after we'd already done some great work in other NFTs, an NFT game that we launched, that once again, Joel was in there helping us out with that. That was the keynote quotes. So we cut our teeth on a few other NFT projects. But basically, Noble one day said to me, literally March last year, 2021, hey, what if we could launch an NFT series that connects up with music royalties? He really got my attention. And I was like, whoa, tell me all about it. So we just laid out the framework and began building out an ecosystem that would combine us buying real music royalties. So we went out and bought a catalog of Jay-Z, Beyonce, Justin Timberlake, Timbaland, literally platinum selling artists, bought their rights, and then connected up in a DeFi smart contract, the earnings of them. Now, that has come to fruition as well right now. So we've had 12 months of earnings on that catalog. So what's coming out? We've got 2 parts to the business. And I know it's a lot to take in, but basically the first half is earning passively on music royalties. That's bandroyalty.com. And you guys got those BR1 NFTs. That's where you get to buy one of, there's only 3,000, and you'll start earning on that catalog of Jay-Z, Beyonce, etc. And so yeah, pop over here and have a look, guys. So that's what's coming out, and we are launching the full integration of the staking of those NFTs this month. But even potentially more exciting is if you go to BandNFTs.com. So pull up BandNFTs.com, and that is going to be, that's the other half. which is when musicians come and launch the first ever multi-track music NFTs. So you just need to connect up to the Ethereum mainnet there. So that's, as you can see, launching on April 21st. So you asked, what are we excited about? Well, we're excited about rewarding our early investors with the last 12 months of earning on our music catalog, point one. Point two, the launch of the world's first multi-track music NFT platform.
Very cool. And
so,
I'm sure this has all been pretty much smooth sailing for the past year. No hiccups, glitches, or groundbreaking
you want the dirt
stuff that you've got to do. I mean, I'm sure you mostly did this from the beach in Puerto Rico with Joel sipping pina coladas or something. Yeah, right?
You got it, man. No. Actually, though, it's been a lot of crazy work, and a lot of it actually even from a legal perspective. And I, as like Joel was just talking about, working with Sly, etc., and making sure that everything is legit. Like you could imagine, we're dealing with some top tier artists here, major celebrities. So it's a perfect segue into everything that Joel was just talking about. Here we are, and there's kind of two halves to the business again to band royalty. The first half is not actually seeking permission. We just buy the royalties. We buy. Beyonce's not part of band royalty, not yet. No, neither is Jay-Z or Timbaland or anything. We had Justin Timberlake. We had their offices ringing us up. Sony was ringing us up saying, "What on earth are you guys doing? How are you doing this?" And then when they saw that we owned the contract, the literal real world contract to these tracks that you can see here, these platinum selling tracks, they couldn't do anything. So that's permissionless. We buy royalties and you earn passively on them through the NFT staking. Boom. But the other side, which is just coming out now, is the BandNFTs, where any of these artists or any artist can come to us, like you're seeing here. And why don't you just play? Like click on Andy Case, click on that. And there's two tracks. And yes, they're the same song, but one's a radio edit without the swearing. But just click it.
Okay, let me make sure I'm sharing my audio here then so you can hear it. Here we go.
Please don't call me crazy or take this the wrong way, but this life, it doesn't faze me. Not sure what to say, but sometimes when
it's like real music happening right there.
Real music. And then if you click the next one, just to get the actual effect, it's the same track without the swearing.
Please don't call me
what
crazy.
is super cool here is you're seeing this mashup of Spotify and OpenSea. No one has ever seen an NFT like this, where embedded in this is actually the multi-track, and it works on OpenSea. We've made this fully interoperable. We're going to geek out here for a minute with the ERC7 NFTs. Actually, this one's an 11. No, hang on. Is it the 1155? Yeah, it's an 1155. So we've already actually. This is coming out tonight, midnight. This is being launched tonight. And so there's only going to be 777 of these. And Andy Case has got 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube. So what is interesting with this is that they're going to only be 0.03 ETH, which is about $100. So why we think BandNFTs is such a cool business is that we don't have to go out and get the customers, do we? Just think about every musician, and the next one, he's got 5 million. So what starts happening here with each musician doing a drop and letting their fan base know, and as Joel was saying in the previous segment about the onboarding, many people say they think NFTs are going to be the onboard into this, but basically these fans of the musicians, they are going to be onboarding into this, hopefully through BandNFTs, which is again interoperable with all the other NFT marketplaces.
So when people want to go to listen to these tracks, do they need to be listened to on the Band platform for the?
Just click it. Just have another click. You can see the track there. You can play any of these. So
when it comes to the royalty portions of things, the royalties are coming in from the plays on all sorts of platforms as well, right? Spotify, YouTube, like whatever, wherever royalties come in. So, or depending on the particular contract you have, I guess.
Yeah. So I just want to separate that. What these are just digital collectibles. Mm-hmm. What you're seeing here, these are not actually, you don't access the royalties with these, okay? Not yet. So this is basically, we're pushing out to market something brand new. Now, we're separating also the listing of music from music as a tradable digital instrument. So you can go listen to music for free now. That's why the artists, I mean, basically people don't really realize that artists are making less than 12% of all the revenue. And you have to get 40 million plays on Spotify earns you $2,000. That's it. And so what were platinum selling multi-million-dollar deals last century are now a couple of $1,000s. So most artists are actually doing it really tough. And what this does is it opens up the doorway to an entirely new product. Most of these musicians have never sold a physical item, not even merch. So musicians are so into just basically making music now and doing concerts. That's how they make their money. But here they have the first time in a decade, an actual product that is music that they can sell as a collectible. And if they launch just, let's say 1,000 or 10,000, depending upon the size of their fan base, they could sell out. Now, we're building this whole thing out as where obviously royalties are going to be coming in. But for right now, think of them as purely a collectible item, very similar to, let's say, the Sly Stallone collection, where basically you are a fan of Andy Case, or you're smart and you're like, well, there's 1.4 million plus fans. What if I get one of these couple of hundred, there's only 700 of these NFTs. Maybe those fans might want one. And what happens if I snap it up before them because they don't know how to do crypto yet?
Dude, there's so much goodness built into this, man. When you say, I wanted to ask also, when you say multi-track, NFTs, like, what do you mean by that?
Well, you know how, like, you can put up an album on this with 10 tracks, okay? Now, you look at any other, I mean, there are obviously other music NFTs out there. Kings of Leon sold millions of dollars last year in their first album. But when you go and have a listen to their album, it's one file. They have to be an MP3 or an MP4, typically an MP4 with a visual, but it's one file. So how are you going to skip through the tracks on one of those NFTs? You can't. So I'm sure that, of those 10 tracks in that album, 2 or 3 of them are going to be your favorites. You don't want to listen to the others. So you're going to want to skip through them. The only place you'll be able to do that is on BandNFTs.
Nice, man. So much cool stuff, dude. It's amazing how you guys have evolved here over the last year. I got to ask, like, so you're an entrepreneur. You've led a number of different projects over the years. I'm curious, like, what was the inspiration for this kind of iteration of, band royalty, right? Which was, it's a very different foundation, but very much so related, obviously, to what band NFTs are.
Yeah, so that basically came about through our whole team, which included our legal team. So what really started happening was that for us to pay out on the music royalties, we're just going to get into a couple of minutes to answer your question on the tokenomics, because we've built out an entire music ecosystem with tokens. So to pay you out for the first version of the music royalty earnings on the catalog, you're earning them in the governance tokens, right? So we couldn't actually pay you out in cash or Bitcoin or Ethereum. Otherwise, they might be considered a security, okay? So when we realized that, we had to build out a governance token that you could only earn through the staking of the BR1 NFTs, where there's only 3,000 from last year. And then because of that, we were like, well, what else are we going to, we can keep launching our own NFTs, but we saw that there was going to be this need for artists to come on board. And that's why we launched the royalty token, the fungible token. So the royalty token is going to be the currency of music, where you'll be able to trade, buy, sell, and stake the royalty tokens on the BandNFTs platform to further support the artist, but also to support yourself. Because last year we realized that there was a way to have a token that you staked on the platform where you earn on every trade. Who do we see do that? LooksRare. And they did that vampire attack on OpenSea. And OpenSea never launched their own token. So the $200 million per day on OpenSea trading, and they're keeping the 2.5%, the 5 million plus per day. OpenSea gets all that. LooksRare is sharing that with the token holders. Well, we're doing that as well with the royalty token. So we basically had to think through, how can we reward our fan base of the community with artists launching, with multi-track innovation? And that's how we built out the whole token system. So the ecosystem. So
that's so rad.
Very, very, very
Yeah.
cool. Joel, anything to add, man? Is from an advisory perspective, working with these cats?
I got to tell you, I've worked with a lot of people, and I am not blowing smoke here when I say I have seen Barnaby and Noble work harder than any other pair to bring massive value. I mean, I'm super excited about this project. They're pioneering with what they're doing here, and I think they're kicking ass. Not being a financial advisor here, but there's no doubt to me that music and NFTs is going to be massive. And I'm betting on this particular horse. I think these guys are going to help lead the way.
Yeah,
Thanks
man,
so much,
definitely an amazing take on it. Yeah, the multi-track support, how that works, just the entire function of it. It feels very different from any other music project that we've seen in the NFT space. And you said drop in today officially. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dropping in. So head over there to BandNFTs and register on the site. I'm just thrilled to be part of it. And also, we can't say any other big names, but there are some very big names in the queue. We've listed out the next 9 artists that are launching, but some of them coming out have fans in the tens of millions. And you just start thinking through what happens when they start launching. And that's not even the really big guys yet. What happens when they tell in their inner circle, the people who've got 200, 300 million fans, and they want to do their launch and their drop, and they realize that we're the only place to do the multi-track, and they realize they can get the governance tokens to control where we're spending to buy more music catalogs, and the royalty token staking, so that everybody starts earning. Anyway, I'll leave it to your imagination where this can go.
So yeah, we're super excited and appreciate all the work you put in here. Before we wrap here, we want to make sure everybody knows what are the next steps to get involved. We skirted around a little bit, referred to this or that, but where should we send people to get to know more?
Great. Well, go over to BandNFTs to register your email so that you can see what's the next drop. Every week from now on is a new musician drop every week. So, and once we start selling out on those, then there'll be 2 a week and then 5 a week. So head over to bandnfts.com, go over to bandroyalty.com as well, and just check out the whole platform. And if you feel inspired and you want to see if you can still secure one of the 3,000 foundation NFTs to start earning the governance tokens and collect some of those, buy up some of those royalty tokens, so you can start earning on the whole platform and the staking. So that's what I'm saying. So just register your email, dive into, we've got so much material. Here's the thing, we have tried to make it as simple as possible. The music industry is actually really complex. It's all behind closed doors. We're trying to educate, show people how it works. And most importantly, reward the artists who are missing out and reward their fans. So we just loved it. And it's a community effort. We're going to build this out as DAO, so all of you can participate. And let's all just make money with music and support the people who are actually making the music.
Yeah, man. 100% aligned with you, Barnaby. Thanks for sharing with us. Killer hot topic, guys. Go check it out. BandNFT, Band Royalty. We're big supporters as well. And we think you'll be a big fan once you learn more. So thanks, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Well, that's good stuff, guys. Man, what a show overall. So much goodness baked into these projects. We talked to a lot of folks, and I think the utility side of both of these projects and everything we've talked about today is really taking things to another level. We're on this utility train, man, and it's left the station, and so many cool things are happening and iterating just as quickly as the space overall has iterated. So man, kudos to building that into these projects, fellas. So before we break overall for the show, we also wanted Joel to give you a chance to let folks know where to learn more about Planet Sly, as well as your individual socials and any other places people go to follow what you're up to, man.
Sure. Appreciate you guys having me on today. PlanetSly.com is the website. The link to the Discord is there, but if you want to go direct, discord.gg/PlanetSly, at PlanetSlyNFT on the Twitters and Instagram, and make sure you follow the official Sylvester Stallone account there. You'll see that he is verified. And if you want to connect with me, at Joel Com, and of course, check out the Bad Crypto Podcast or the Nifty Show, or maybe both.
Check it all out, and amazing stuff, big inspirations for us as well. So yeah, thanks so much. And also, I think for our listeners, we talked about doing a little giveaway. And I think we got a little info on that. Josh, did you want to give the deets on that one?
Yeah, this is amazing. So we are giving away a few slides to some lucky listeners. If I'm not mistaken, is that correct, Joel?
Yeah, I can't recall exactly what we said, but somewhere in my email is
there at least two.
Yeah, I think we said
yeah, at least two. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Not that we haven't done these contests before, but it's going to be a really special giveaway, and you're going to want to stay tuned to our social for that. And especially if you've missed out, if these things sell out, you'll have a chance to get it through us. And we really appreciate the opportunity, Joel, that you're giving our fans there. Thanks so much.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely super excited about that one. And word on the street is a late entry into our giveaway opportunities. Barnaby coming through with an Andy Case multi-track NFT. Brother, you want to tell anything else about this giveaway?
Well, we just know it's going to be hotly sought after, because typically people in crypto, if you think about it, and Joel was pointing this earlier, like it's the first ofs that collect the attention. Those crypto punks, they were the first ones. They had to give them away. Nobody wanted them. And then we have the crypto kitties, and obviously with each iteration, but basically there is some clout to the first evers. Well, this will be the first ever multi-track NFT. So, and we know that there are some people even on this call I'm talking to right now, they're like, yeah, make sure I get one of those. Thanks very much. So we want to give your listeners one as well, because, you never know where these things are going to go. Historically, that's what crypto is all based upon, is typically the first of.